Hello, W4UYE here from SASQ. And frequently in SOTA operations, we're concerned with weight, size, how much room does my radio take up in my pack, how many ounces does my antenna weigh, because over long distances, ounces can become pounds. You feel every ounce of it, we frequently say. And but today we're going to do something a little bit different. So we're not worried about ounces and how much space it's going to take up in the pack. Today we're going to take a QRO rig to the field, the whole thing. I'm going to show you how to do that. So what I've got is a Novexcomm rack and case that I've put together, and we're going to be taking a look at that today. So if you're interested in carrying QRO power to the field, stick around and I'll show you how. All right, so there is the Novexcomm box. So let's go ahead and let's have a look and see what's inside. I'm going to open it up by twisting these steel latches here. There's one on each side. They swing out, and there it is. Have a look at that. So let's go ahead and power it up. On the front of the case here, hit the switch. Whole unit powers up. Now you may notice I do not have a mounting surface for the 2730. That's because I wanted to keep the 2730 control head and mic separate so that I can move that wherever I'd like to have it. I can leave it on top of the box for easy visibility. I can move it to the side so it's out of the way. I have a 10-foot cable with that, so I can move that. It also has magnets on the back of it, so I can stick it to any surface which is magnetic, and I can just move it around at will. So I did that to just keep things a little bit smaller in the box and keep more of a narrow profile. When we look to the front of the box, you can see that this is a 3U rack space case. I wanted the 3U because it was a perfect fit for what I was going to put into it. I didn't want a crazy large box that I would be unable to carry with me, that wouldn't, be easy to put on a picnic table or onto the tailgate of my truck. I wanted something that was nice and compact, and this certainly fits the bill. When we look to what I've got in here, like the options that I got, I did get the handles. The handles are great because when you have the box standing up, you can pull the radio in and out. If you remove the screws here, you can pull the whole tray in and out of the unit, and that way you can work on it or change things out if you want. I did personally opt for one single power switch that controls power for the whole unit. You flip it on, and I have this multi-function display here. You can see that the display shows I've got it to where it shows the voltage on the radio. I do have it set so it turns the radio on, and all I did for that is I turned on the switch, turned on the radio, and then I just used the main switch to turn on and off the radio. Right here, I do have a magnet mount for the back of the microphone. It's built into the front of the case, and right here there's a magnet, and all you got to do to hang that mic is just throw it up there like that, and it puts the mic up. I was initially set off a little bit by the spacing right here, the fact that there's a gap right here, but then I realized that this has to do with the thickness of the material and the design of the rack. It's going to stand off a little bit from it, and it also allows for ventilation to get into the radio compartment, and it also allows, it's a good port for sound. The sound is awesome. Even though the unit is inside of a box, I still get plenty of sound from both the 7300 and the 2730 Alpha. So it definitely works as a sound port. I can hear, and the radios can breathe. The multi-function display just doesn't display voltage. If I go in right here, you have two buttons which control it. If I go in here and I press and I hold this button, it'll go to temperature, and it gives me a temperature. There's a small sensor which tapes to the inside of the radio, which indicates the temperature of the radio. If I press it again and hold it, It gives us time. The time is currently incorrect, but it does give us a time option there. And if I press it again and hold it, it gives seconds. And if we hold it again, it goes back to voltage. Now, I can hold it for an extended period of time, and it'll allow me the option to select all. What that does is when you select all, the multi-function display will slowly cycle through temperature, voltage, and time, just like that. That's a pretty cool feature. The other button over here is for setting the unit. Pretty simple. You do have to install that yourself, so you do have to wire it up and install yourself along with the switch. So I wired it in sequence with a switch here, so everything comes on at one time. If I turn this off, everything goes off in the box. Okay, when we look in the rear of the case, you can see right here, you can see the tray. Everything secures to the tray here. Then you see right here, I've got my 7300. Everything is, of course, hooked up. It comes out of the box or routes into the box for power. Over here is I've got a 15 amp hour Bioenno lithium iron phosphate cell in here. It's secured by this mounting strap and these screws. The main power to the box wraps around the box right here through this power pole connector. And right now I've got it charging up, so I just ran the dongle out and I can go ahead and I can charge off this dongle here. And then up at the very, very top here, and you may not can see it in the video, right here at the very, very top, this right here is the Icom 2730 Alpha, and that's where I've got that hooked up. And you can see inside the box, there's a lot of space in here, a lot of space. Plenty of room to put anything else that you want to put in here. You could put a tuner in here. You could stow coax in there, or any number of antennas would fit in here. You could put another Bioenno in here. The tray is perforated. You can get other straps or fabricate your own. It's not difficult, but lots of room in the rear of the box in case you did want to stow some other equipment in there. Both sides of the box are equipped with nice heavy-duty handles, so that you could pick it up from one or both sides if you wish. They also have injection molded these feet onto the box on both sides so that you can set it into a vertical position wherever you're going to be operating at. The rear cover of the case comes with this nice zippered compartment here. So if we open it up, it's pretty sizable. Here I have a bag that has the faceplate and the microphone for the 2730 Alpha in it. I have my solar panel in here, my folding solar panel, my charge controller, lots of room, and you can certainly put coax or any other odds and ends that you might want to have with your box, keep with your box in this nice zippered compartment. This is on the rear of the compartment only, not the it's not on the front cover, just on the rear cover. But that was a nice addition. It was unexpected, but I'm certainly glad to see that they thought of that in there. The front cover to the case doesn't have an accessory pouch inside. I believe that's optional. You could see that there's enough room in there depth-wise to certainly put something in there. That's also a good standoff from the radio itself, so you have space between the cover and then the controls on the radio so that they're not damaged while you're moving it around. If we look inside the cover right here, you can see that they have a gasket, a rubber gasket inside the cover, which makes it water resistant. And then on the side, you'll see that they have these nice steel latches here that lock the cover into place onto the front of the case. If we turn the cover over, we'll see the Novexcomm nameplate. It says Rack Mount Solutions, and it has their URL right there. The front of the cover, as you could tell, it's like a nice pebble texture type polymer. Super nice, good fit and finish on that cover there. The dimensions of the box are about 9 inches by 19 inches by 19 inches. So it is a pretty sizable box if you look from the top there. This is not something that you're going to want to carry on a SOTA activation. However, for POTA, on a picnic table, for emergency use, for just carrying around, essentially what equates to being a full QRO base station in one box, this does the trick. Now, with the Novexcomm box, you need to be slightly comfortable with doing a little bit of mechanical work and a little bit of electrical work, because you do have to. They give you the brackets, but you may have to drill the tray to mount the bracket. You do have to do the wiring yourself, so you need to know how circuits work, which you should, as a ham, you should know that. But you need to be, you're going to have to wire the clock, you're going to have to wire the switch, you're going to have to wire the power and everything yourself, and then you're going to have to secure that inside. They do give you everything that you'll need for that, but just be warned, if you do buy this, it's going to come, you know, you're going to get the rack, you're going to get the tray, and then it's going to have like some bags with some screws and some brackets and some pieces in there that you're going to have to work with to come up with this product right here. So when you get ready to pack up, all you're going to do is just flip your power switch, turn the unit off, that powers down everything. You're going to take your front cover, and then what I'm going to do is I scoop up the microphone cord like that so nothing gets pinched. Align the cover, snap it into place, turn your latches, and secure your latches on either side of the box. And then you're going to do the exact same process on the rear of the box, and you are packed up and you're ready to go, all in one convenient, not tiny case, but a size case that you shouldn't have a problem moving around with all your gear in it. So if you're looking for a way to transport QRO gear around with a power source, charge controllers, and everything that you need to carry around, look no further than Novexcomm. I really enjoyed putting it together. It was a fun little project, and the results are awesome, because now when I go do a POTA, I can actually just carry this whole thing with me, and I've got QRO power. All I've got to do is worry about hooking up an antenna, and I'm rocking and rolling. So once again, thank you for joining me today. I'm sure I'll catch you a little bit later down the log. This is Whiskey 4 Uniform Yankee Echo, and I'll be clear on your final.